An Instagram post is stuck uploading, with the loading wheel spinning indefinitely and providing no feedback or error messages. At his desk, a software engineer sits in confusion, with no clear idea of how to begin troubleshooting the issue. This scenario highlights a significant challenge in modern software development. When developers focus entirely on writing application code without a solid understanding of fundamental internet infrastructure, they lack the essential mental model required to diagnose network level failures. To effectively troubleshoot a stalled upload, an engineer must look beyond the user interface and trace the data packet through the entire network journey. When a user taps share, the data travels from their device through a local network, such as home Wi Fi or a cellular tower, and enters the network of an internet service provider. From there, the packet is routed across the core internet backbone, passing through numerous autonomous systems and high speed routers before finally reaching the data center and the application server itself. When an engineer lacks this foundational mental model, a breakdown anywhere along this path becomes completely invisible. The infinite loading spinner could be caused by an IP routing misconfiguration, BGP, route flapping on the internet backbone, severe packet loss, or extreme server latency. Because the application receives no response from the network, it cannot display a helpful error message, leaving the engineer stuck with an infinite spin and no clear path forward to identify or fix the root cause. To pinpoint exactly why that upload gets stuck, we have to look at the precise moments where this internet chain breaks down. The first major failure point occurs at the very beginning of the request during a DNS outage. Before the device can even attempt to send a photo, it must translate the domain name into an IP address. If the DNS server fails or becomes unreachable, the hostname lookup fails completely, meaning the application cannot even establish a connection to the server, stalling the upload before it ever starts. If the domain resolves successfully, the next point of failure can happen mid-upload during a TCP timeout. Here, a connection is successfully opened and the device begins pushing the image data packets through the network pipe. However, if the network drops or becomes severely unstable, the data packets stop receiving acknowledgements. The connection is abruptly lost, leaving the application waiting indefinitely for a response that will never come. Even if the connection remains open, packets can still vanish entirely due to a routing black hole. In this third scenario, the data packets travel successfully out of the local network and across several routers, but then encounter a misconfigured core network node. Instead of being forwarded to the destination server, the packets are silently dropped and disappear into a void, meaning they never arrive at the final data center. Understanding these specific failure states changes how we approach network issues, which raises the question of what happens when we look at the actual code that handles these errors. To truly see how code interacts with the network, we have to look at what happens when the entire internet lifecycle functions perfectly. The journey begins with DNS resolution, where the client device takes the domain name and sends a query to a DNS server. This request may route through a root server, top-level domain server, and authoritative server until it successfully returns the exact IP address needed to locate the target system on the web. Once the IP address is known, the client initiates a TCP three-way handshake to establish a reliable connection with the server. The client first sends a synchronized packet, the server responds with a synchronized acknowledged packet, and the client replies with a final acknowledged packet. This critical three-step process ensures that both the device and the server are fully synchronized and ready to exchange data safely. With the connection firmly established, the actual HTTP request begins. The client packages the photo data into an HTTP post payload, which travels across a complex web of routers and network switches until it arrives safely at the destination server. The server processes the photo, saves it, and generates a successful status code 200 response. Finally, this HTTP response travels all the way back through the network to the client device. The application receives the successful status confirmation, clears the loading state, and displays a success message to the user. This flawless loop represents the ideal path, but when things go wrong in production, engineers need a systematic way to see inside this lifecycle, leading directly to the tools we use for deep network inspection. The process begins as soon as you tap upload. Your request is immediately funneled through the phone's DNS resolver, which is task 1. Think of this as looking up a phone number in a massive distributed phone book. The resolver quickly translates the friendly human readable domain name into a precise numerical IP address. A DNS response containing this critical identifier is sent right back, which allows your device to know exactly where to send the data. With the IP address in hand, your phone establishes task 2, a direct TCP connection. This handoff happens at the load balancer, which acts as the traffic cop for all incoming network requests. The load balancer receives the reliable connection and immediately forwards it to task 3, the main upload service. This service takes the incoming data packets and is responsible for processing the full HTTP request, assembling all the pieces of the image file that are about to be stored. Once the entire file has been uploaded and validated, the upload service passes it to task 4, object storage. This is the secure permanent home for your content, where the image is actually written and saved. After a successful write operation, a confirmation message travels all the way back up the chain. Finally, your device displays task 5, the simple upload succeeded confirmation you see on your screen. Everything has worked, but what happens when this entire system is brought down by one fundamental coding flaw? The reason this complex system works so reliably comes down to a masterpiece of design engineering. The internet is built in independent layers. By cleanly separating DNS from TCP and HTTP, each layer can change, optimize, and evolve without ever breaking the others. For instance, security teams can implement DNS extensions to protect domains. Networking teams can switch congestion control algorithms to speed up data delivery. And application engineers can deploy new standards like HTTP version 3 to handle rich media. None of these adjustments require rewriting the layers above or below them. This strict separation of concerns is exactly what makes massive, global scale possible for a platform serving billions of users. The underlying network layers absorb the chaos of the public internet, routing packets efficiently across thousands of networks, while the application layer simply focuses on delivery. When you understand this layered architecture, it becomes your ultimate debugging superpower. No software framework, automated testing suite, or library abstracting your code can ever give you this level of insight. When a production system hangs or fails silently, you will no longer stare blankly at a spinning loading wheel or blindly restart your local environment. Instead, you can systematically ascend the debugging ladder, testing DNS resolution, checking for TCP drops, and inspecting full HTTP headers to pinpoint the exact failure moment. Master this fundamental lifecycle because knowing exactly what happens between a user tap and the server is the absolute bedrock upon which every other system design and architecture concept builds. If you want to build a truly unshakable foundation for your engineering career, hit subscribe so you never miss a deep dive. For the next step in this journey, check out our next video on HTTP and REST API is via the link in the description below.